I'm Heather.
I'm Nate.
And this is Lacey.
We're going to Las Vegas!
Lacey's not a fan of Vegas. She opted to stay at Grandma's. It was raining in Las Vegas when we arrived. We were there just for a couple of days to meet a friend who was there for a work conference, and she was going to stay an extra day so we could explore Vegas together.
We hit the strip and watched the rain pour down on all the cars passing by. It didn't seem right when we were going by Planet Hollywood, but somehow seemed romantic when we got to Paris.
But even on a rainy day, there's still lots to see on the strip. We got to our hotel and got checked in rather quickly thanks to the computerized self-check-in system they have.
We got settled in and then headed for the monorail. We were going to ride it until we found ourselves a buffet.
We saw the MGM had a buffet we hadn't tried yet, so we were headed there. As we made our way through MGM, they had so many yummy-looking restaurants, but we were on a mission and we wanted a buffet.
After walking through the MGM, we figured out that they had already closed down the buffet. They closed it after lunch, so we had to keep on looking.
With no luck at MGM, we headed over to Caesars. Struck out there, they were completely full, reservations only. We escorted ourselves out, headed towards the Wynn. That was our last chance at a buffet tonight. It really shouldn't be this hard to find a buffet in Las Vegas, right?
At this point, we were hungry and frustrated, but we weren't going to lose our cool or our focus, so we took a tour through the Venetian on our way to our last chance at a buffet at the Wynn.
We got a great view of the Sphere on the way.
We finally got to the Wynn and had never been so happy to see a long walk-in line for the buffet.
Just after we got in line, I had an idea, and I got on my phone and made a reservation. There was one for the time we were there. We hopped out of line and got right on in.
In no time, we had stuffed ourselves silly at the buffet, and it was time to walk it off on the way back to the hotel.
We didn't have to go very far to enjoy the rest of our evening. We were staying at the Link, and there was so much to do there. And thank goodness, because we had walked all over looking for a buffet, and we were exhausted.
We were so worn out and full that we fell asleep in no time and woke up to a beautiful sunny day in true Vegas fashion.
Our friend called us early. Her work conference was over, and she was ready to have some fun.
We headed over to the Mandalay Bay to pick her up and bring her back to our hotel.
We asked her what she wanted to do. She didn't know. She had been to this work conference 6 or 7 times, but had never been outside the hotel. And because she was always working, she never even did anything inside the hotel. So of course, the first thing we had to do was take her to a buffet. And the Bellagio was a great one, except it was only open until 2 or 3, so we knew we had to hit it early.
We wandered through the Bellagio lobby with its incredible glass flower-covered ceilings. The Bellagio always goes over the top with their displays, including their conservatory. We had just rolled into the Year of the Dragon, so the conservatory was filled with dragons covered in flowers. Along with their Rose Parade quality floral displays, the Bellagio has a beautiful botanical garden with plants you'll have a hard time finding anywhere else. These dragons look so friendly, it got us all feeling pretty comfortable so we could find the dragon inside of each of us.
Each season, they turn this 14,000 square foot botanical garden into awe-inspiring sights. And this season was no exception.
All the different dragons of every shape and size played around the room and danced in a dreamscape that extended to the sky.
Of course, the whole place was packed. This is the most popular display. Everyone wants to see it. It's so beautiful how it's all made out of flowers.
Good luck and good fortune seemed to be the theme of the year for this part of the room, whether it was handed out graciously or fell from a tree. Even a tree that grows gold coins seemed dull in comparison to the living tapestries that surrounded this display.
We took our time with every one. Each one had the most amazing details. We had delighted our eyes and stuffed our bellies and were trying to decide where to go next. And we decided we would tour around the world around Las Vegas.
We were determined to show our friend as much of Vegas as we could in the short time we had.
But first we needed to get some energy to tour the world. Yes, some sugar should be all we need.
And a sugar bar is even better, especially in Vegas.
All hyped up on sugar, we made our way on the monorail over to our first tropical resort, the Flamingo.
We made a video on that. You should flamingo and watch it next.
It was back on the monorail. We were headed over to Paris.
An oxygen bar and hydronic massage got us in the mood to relax by a waterfall before we made our grand entrance into Paris.
And just like that, we were transported to the magical world of Paris, or at least a place that tried to look like it, with cobblestone streets and everything.
It may be an imitation, but every day's a beautiful day in here.
They say the interior is inspired by a Paris 1920s street scene to make you feel like you're just strolling through the village.
As we strolled down the street, we imagined what it would be like to live in one of those apartments above in Paris, where you started your day at your favorite cafe right below you and finish it off at a beautiful nightclub down the street.
And it's always fun to see Vanderpump Paris. Lisa's our queen. As we continued on, we found ourselves at the base of the Eiffel Tower with so many different things to look at. They did a great job of combining Paris and Las Vegas.
When you're in Vegas, there's always a party going on in Paris.
And they even had a stage for cabarets. This would have been fun to see one of those shows.
We were there a little too early for the show, but judging by the silhouettes in the windows, all the dancers and performers were starting to get ready.
We hit the slot machines for a minute. We didn't have much luck in Paris, so we admired all the last sights before heading on our way. The sun may have started to set, but our energy was high and our exploring continued on. Oh my gosh, she was so cute. But we couldn't stay long because our tour around the world was just beginning. We were headed to the Venetian. Italy was our next stop. The people mover took us up and down and escorted us right into the front of the building. The entrance was impressive. You walked along until you saw their faux canals and the gondolas on them.
The gondoliers looked ready to serenade the city as they piloted people around the water.
As soon as we saw the gondolas, we knew that's how we had to go exploring Italy.
We got ourselves some tickets and tried to contain our excitement as we got on board so we could ride around these canals.
We made our way into the boat without tipping it over, and soon enough, we were on our way. We had the best guide. She gave us all the history. It was really fun to just tour around, exploring all the Venetian.
It felt like a beautiful sunset ride through our little Venice, including some high-end fashion along the way.
We floated through the canal just listening to our guide give us little fun facts. She even sang to us. It was so cool. They did such a great job making it authentic so you felt like you were really on a gondola in Italy.
We got lost in the illusion and forgot where we were.
The ride may not have been very long, 20, 30 minutes, but it was fun and we'd highly recommend it. We thanked our guide for a great ride and we continued our tour of the Venetian. They have their own botanical gardens and they were also celebrating the Year of the Dragon.
It's a year for us to fly around without fear, just like a dragon.
While we loved the gardens and the suites were something to celebrate, we saw a sign that said this way to the Sphere, so we followed it. We walked quite a ways, and then we found out there was a 2-hour presentation at the end, and we told him we had dinner reservations. He showed us the door out the back. We found ourselves on the back side of the Strip, but we had incredible views. After quite a long walk, we found ourselves back at the front of the Strip and on our way to Caesars. We had reservations for their famous buffet. I tried to admire everything at Caesars, but I was too hungry. I couldn't wait to try this Bacchanal buffet.
Everyone we asked said it was the best buffet in Vegas.
The decor was extravagant, just like the food. This buffet was the best we'd ever had. It was so good. We stuffed ourselves. Our bellies were full. We didn't think we could do any more exploring, so we just headed back to our hotel with the pool. Yeah, who are we kidding? This is Las Vegas. We found some energy and we went off to the Flamingo to do a little gambling, and then we headed off to bed.
We woke up on another beautiful morning, determined to see as much as we could before our friend's plane took off, so we headed over to the Mirage.
Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. It was so pretty in here. It felt like a lush tropical forest sitting in the middle of a casino.
The casino puts a lot of love into keeping all these tropical plants healthy and happy, but they still find time to decorate the area for every season.
We made our way through checking everything out. They were also celebrating the Year of the Dragon. Not only do they have a botanical gardens right as you walk in the hotel, they have an aquarium at the front desk. I just love that.
We continued our tour of the casino and were sad to see that they had drained the pool, but we cheered up quickly with this yummy-looking shop.
We couldn't stay long. We had to go check out of our hotel, so we made our way back. Oh yeah, they have this pizza vending machine right at the bottom of our elevator, so of course I had to check it out before we left.
We checked out of our hotel and headed back down the strip to the Mandalay Bay with their incredible pool with a beach and everything.
We stopped to look at a few cool things, but we were on our way to the Shark Reef Aquarium.
We made a video about the aquarium. You should dive into it next.
After that, we took our friend to the airport. The tour of Vegas was over. And we had to get Lacey comfy at Grandma's. I think she missed us.
Thanks for touring around the world in Las Vegas with us.